We've got a brand new Kickstarter project coming out of CXC, Cartoon Crossroads Columbus 2025, from a Cleveland artist named John G. We're going to take a look at his zines, and then we're going to talk about his project. Hey everyone, this is Tom. This is FANzine Live. We are doing crowdfunded zines today. This is all coming out of it, CXC, the Cartoon Crossroads Columbus show. This is crowdfunded, but the zines I'm going to show you are not. And there's a story that we'll get to, and by the time we're done, it will all make sense. So I ran into this gentleman named John G. I was drawn to this piece called She in the Valley of Wonder. John G is out of Cleveland, Ohio. He has done a number of rock concert posters using his She character and pinups and the like, and he's got them all on the back. But he knew that this character had more to offer. So he took advantage of the comic book genre, the medium, and made a gorgeous, wordless comic. Super hard cardstock, though not super thick cover. Wonderfully textured interiors. It looks like newsprint. It is not newsprint. This is some next level publishing quality. And the ink is amazing. These are day glow neon type colors. I would love to put this under a black light and just see what happens. So long story short is the She character meets this cat type and they go off and explore together. The story is nice. There is a narrative thread that goes through it, but the beauty of it is in the artwork and especially the color. John just knocks it out of the park. And then the posters and the pinups. So this is really cool. I mean, really nice. And at $10, I'd say this is more than worth it. So She. Then I was so enthralled by this, and I saw that he had these other zines. I said, John, would you like to trade books? And I pulled out a copy of the Collected Cranium Frenzy and said, how about this? We worked something out where he got the Collected Cranium Frenzy and I got all of this. So this is his first comic, autumn 2017, called Tales to Demystify. This is an autobiographical anthology. John is in a wheelchair. He talks about how that happened in here, and he welcomes people into his world. And look at how he sets the tone for this. The globe, the continent, the Great Lakes, Northeast Ohio, Cleveland, the West Side, the Gordon Square Arts District, West 65th in Detroit, and then his little bit of the neighborhood. He explains very quickly how he came to be in a wheelchair. I gather it was I believe a skateboard accident. But he also shares the stories of how he, and I don't want to say this in a clinical way because it's not. It's really written from his first person point of view, but just how he goes about his life in a wheelchair. And in this case, the cartoonish representations of typical reactions to him being in a wheelchair when he rolls into the coffee shop. The scared stiff, the dismisser, the sympathizer, the overreactor, the knowing nodder. one of the things that I've had an issue with a lot of cartooning and a lot of comics is that it's overwritten. He does a very nice job of mixing together the heavy prose sections. Notice there's next to no backgrounds on these, with very quick framed, minimal captions. And I think that's really strong. He mixes it up. There's visual interest. There's a really interesting story. This is about the relationship that he has with his brother and that they had with another gentleman. He has a thing called his greatest spills, where he wipes out, and the stories that he has about that. He has to watch this dog named Truman, and taking him out for a walk has its own different challenges when you're in a wheelchair. He did some work for the Ohio City Tremont Observer and reprinted a couple of his comics. You've got one here, you've got one here. And this is about John's dream of having a super-powered maglev monorail system rolling through his neighborhood. And he's even come up with a little map and kind of some of the fun stuff that he could envision. And then he's just trying to figure out how to fund it. And then this one is a really cool story, total Cleveland thing, about the Cavaliers and the aspirations of the community and how they dovetail with the aspirations of the basketball team, the Cleveland Cavaliers NBA team. Great little piece. I mean, he's got some wonderful storytelling chops. Then he has these minis. This one is Tales to Demystify, feeling adamantium tonight. Notice we've got the neon that we have now in She, but also it's a gorgeous little mini comic, printed gloss paper, again, bit of a cardstock cover. John does not spare any expense in making these things gorgeous. And look at the gradient colors going through that, with him being totally offset. The gist of this is the challenge of being in a wheelchair and being in the punk and underground scene. The nature of these DIY spaces, he says, are totally inaccessible often. And so he has to kind of beg and plead for help in getting upstairs. And people are nice enough to do it, but he's kind of getting frustrated in doing it. And so he's now decided that if he can't go, he won't even go into places that aren't accessible anymore. He says, if I can't get in and out of my own volition, I'm just not going. So good for him. And a nice process page with a little bit of the steam or smoke rising off of him, with his frustration of having to beg and plead to be able to go in and enjoy shows. Nice piece. And then lastly, Tales to Demystify, the perfect breakfast sandwich. In this one, it's just simply about him making breakfast. I love the study of food and how to make food interesting. You got sound effects, ka-chunk and pop for coming out of the toaster. Don't forget the coffee. So there you go. This is all John G's work, and I'll have a link so that you can pick up his stuff, because you really should. Now, why did we talk about all this in a crowdfunded Zines video when none of it is crowdfunded? It is because as of October 1st, 2025, which means a couple days before this video airs, John is doing Memento Mori. And as he explained it to me, he is combining elements of everything you see here into a Kickstarter project. So I am going to give you folks the link in the show notes to see how he pulls together the artistic chops and excitement of She with the stories and humanity of Tales to Demystify, and how he pulls it all together into what looks like a really sharp Kickstarter project. I'm really looking forward to this book. John impressed the heck out of me with his table at CXC, with his presentation of what he's got, with his willingness to trade for the Collected Cranium Frenzy. Yeah, I'll take a look at your comics. Let's see what we got. Out of that, we have ourselves a great collection of zines, and a really interesting, promising one to come. Folks, this has been FANzine Live. I hope you take a look at Memento Mori. Lots of stuff to talk about in the comments. The notion of being wheelchair bound, trying to share your lifestyle, wheelchair or otherwise, in zines. The notions of some of this printing and coloring and artwork, wordless storytelling, and then using mini comics to tell quick stories. You've got so much going on here. I hope that you share some of your thoughts on John G's work, on the styles he's used. Throw it in the comments. Let's have some dialogue about this. In addition, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And of course, tell your friends, especially because there is a Kickstarter that's going on. Folks, I look forward to seeing you supporting Memento Mori alongside me, but also I will look forward to seeing you